Hey guys, welcome back to Mini Bike Mike's Garage. So I'm on to the second day of assembly on this Honda SL70 with the Life in 125. The previous video, we got it to where the point it is right here, and we actually took it for a ride, took it up and down the street, runs fantastic. Everything shifts well, moves well. What we didn't finish up was the headlight here. If you go back and watch the first video, I'm putting turn signals on this bike. I've got a title for it, going to be riding it in a 90-mile ride, and I want to make it as street legal as I can, so I've put mirrors on it. I want to have turn signals. The SL70 did not come with turn signals, so I had to fabricate some mounts for the back signals, and I'm having to do the same for the front. So what I'm going to do is I've got some round tubing, and I've cut them 6 3/16 inches long. And this is a 1.25 inch with an 095 wall, 95 thousandths wall. And it fits really, really nicely right over those forks. So I'm going to put a tube. I've got 2 of them. I'll put a tube over each fork. I have cut out on my plasma table, I've cut out some ears that will get welded on. The headlight will bolt out onto the outside. Of course, I got it upside down. Headlight will bolt on to the outside hole, and then we've got these replica turn signals that will bolt in the hole on the inside. So I'm going to take, I don't have a welder in this area. I'm going to take the tubes and these. It's fortunate that this tubing is welded, and so it's got a welded seam right down through here and makes a dark line. I don't know if you guys, if that's showing up on the camera or not, but if you see that dark line, well, it just works out that I need to just weld these tabs, these ears, right on that dark line, and that should get me the exact distance I need. I might have to tweak them a little bit. It's going to be really, really close. So that's going to help me get them straight and so forth. So anyway, all right, I'm going to take this stuff back to where my welder's at, get those welded on. I'll probably test fit them first, and then we will have to pull them back off and paint them with the silver, the universal aluminum paint that I painted the rest of the frame. All right, guys, so I've got the ears built and painted. And I think ready to put them on. Before I put the headlight on, I think I want to try and put the speedometer in place. Tell you what, it's all a little tight with all the cables and everything that we have. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I think it'll go. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna button that up real quick, tighten these, put the nut on the back, and put my speedometer cable on. I think I have a speedometer cable. Yep, I got a speedometer cable. So I will get the speedometer cable put on, and then we'll come back and do the headlight and start wiring it up. Okay, so I've got the speedometer put on, and cables kind of ran where I want them. I don't have these top bolts tight yet, so I can still kind of move these. When I tighten that down, it should lock this all into place. I think I want to go ahead and put the turn signals on before we get the headlight put on, so we've got room to get back here and work. And I originally thought about, just like I think I taught in the other video, talked about shortening the stems on the lights so that I talked about shortening these so they didn't stick out there so far, but I don't know, Honda always had them stick out really far. And so I thought, well, you know what, I'll kind of leave them that way. We'll see what it looks like, and if I don't like it, then I can always come back and shorten these stems up. There's one. All right, so I've got the turn signals put on. Let's see if we can get a headlight started. Now I'm a little concerned. I've got a lot of wiring. I should have, it's not a lot of wiring as in the number of wires, but I've got a lot. This is the harness here. I should have shortened it. I got so much excess wiring that's going to need to go inside that bucket. We're going to stuff it all in there, but I'm afraid that I might have the bucket so full of extra wiring, just the extra length of wiring, that I hope I can get the headlight back in there far enough. So we'll find out. We've got brake switches, we've got turn signals, we've got, you know, high-low switches, you know, the turn signal switch wires here. You know, this cluster here is the speedometer stuff. We just got so many wires. I don't know. We may have to go back and shorten some of this stuff. All right, let's see if this is going to bolt first before we get too far ahead of ourselves. I probably could have used, I may take those bolts out and put some shorter ones. Okay, but that's kind of the look we're going for. I think that's going to look all right. Now, let's see if I can get all this stuffed up in here. What's this one? Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, I think I have everything inside the headlight bucket. So I'm not going to walk through it. It's going to take me a minute. This is really no different than any other one I've done. But I'm gonna just start kind of plugging and playing, and then when I get done, I will come back and we'll talk about what I did. But let me spend a minute and start plugging all that in. All right, guys, I got it all buttoned up. Now, I'm not going to walk through all this. You know, especially you guys have been around for a long time. You've seen me do this 100 times. And it's pretty straightforward. That's one of the best things I like about the Trail Buddy harness is it uses Honda colors. So it's kind of easy to match up. About the only real difference is all the 12-volt harnesses like to use a solid black wire as the hot wire, the 12-volt for the battery, and then Honda uses a brown wire with a red stripe whenever that's the power wire in their system. So that's really about the only thing you need to know is sometimes you got to put the brown and red to the black or something, but for the most part, everything else is just, you know, blue to blue, white to white, you know, orange to orange, and those sorts of things. So I will walk you through real quick what I do have hooked up here, just so you know. I used the stock SL70 handlebar control over here on the right side where the throttle's at, and it has a on-off or a run and kill button up here, and I've got that hooked up. And then the only other thing it has on it is a switch for the low and high beam of the headlight. There is no switch up here on the handlebars to turn the lights on and off. The way I have it wired now, with the yellow wire in the harness straight from the stator, the headlight's going to come on whenever the engine is running, regardless of key position. Now I could switch that if I wanted to switch to feed the power to that from the yellow wire in the harness to the black wire. Then I could operate the headlight by turning the key to the second position. So anyway, so that's what I got. I got the kill switch and the high-low switch over here on this side. On the left side here, I bought an aftermarket turn signal switch off of eBay, and it's got a right and a left, and it's also got a horn button. I don't currently have a horn on this. I might put a horn on it, but for right now, I don't have that light green horn button wire hooked up. So that's what I got over here. The handlebars on this SL70 had the hole already in it. It just bolted directly. I'll take the camera down here a second and I'll show you, but it just, they had a provision for a horn button. And so I put this turn signal switch in the exact spot where the original horn button would have gone. And it just bolted right on. So I had to put it between the perch for the clutch and the grip right here. And like I said, I'll bring it on and show you. The speedometer has got just a high beam indicator and then a light that illuminates the speedometer itself. Both of those are hooked up. It does not have a neutral indicator, so I do not have a neutral indicator light on this. I thought about adding a separate little light here for the neutral indicator, but I'm not really concerned about that. And then the turn signals, I've got those all plugged in. So I think now what I want to do is go ahead and I've got a new battery, 12 volt, that hopefully will fit in that box. This is the one. It's a Duralast. I get it at AutoZone, that AZX4L. That's what I'm gonna. And I know you can't really see this. I'm going to bring you around here in just a second, but oh, perfect. Perfect. So, yeah. All right, let me get you set up so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And actually, you don't need to see it. I mean, it's got a positive terminal and a negative terminal. So, I just have two wires to hook up. So, I'm going to hook up these two wires to this battery, set it in that box, and then when I have that hooked up, we'll bring back and see if the lights work. I've got the battery all hooked up, but before we test anything, I think I want to see if I can get all... I think this is what you guys want to see too. You want to see if I can stuff all these wires into this bucket and not short anything out. Oh boy. Holy cow, we might make it. There's a screw that goes in down here. So close. There you go. Hey. I don't see anything smoking back at the battery. So hopefully we're not shorting anything out yet. We shouldn't, not until we turn a key on. Okay. That looks good. Yeah, I like the way that looks. The turn signals are about right. Yeah, they might be a little wide, but they're looking okay. All right, let me back you up. Let's turn the key on. Okay, we're good. Back here, battery. All right, so first click, nothing should happen. Yeah, no lights, no anything. Now, I believe if I click it again, we should get a tail light. I don't know if you guys can see that came on, but it did. See it right there? And I believe we should have brakes. Brake lights should work. So grab the front brake here. Awesome, that works. And then the foot brake, fantastic. And then the turn signals. All right, so let's go to the right turn signals. Yeah! And the front's flashing too. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then left. Yes. I can see that the illumination in the speedometer is on. Okay, so now let's start the bike and see if the headlight will come on and make sure everything works with the bike running so we don't smoke anything. Let's see, where did I put that key? All right, first position. Choke. Got some compression. Uh-oh, am I dripping gas? Oh boy. Oh, it's spilling out of my cap. I'm definitely going to have to see if I can find a yeah, my cap needs a new gasket. Yeah, I got way too much fuel, and that old cork gasket is not doing its job, fellas. Oh, I didn't even look. Is the headlight on? Uh-oh. We got an issue. We should have headlight. Did it come on and did I blow it? Damn it. It shouldn't make any position. Alright, well, we got to pull the headlight back off. Let's see. Did I blow that beam? Oh, did I blow the... Huh. Blew it. I've got a voltage regulator in line. Interesting. Well, looks like I got I'm gonna swap bulbs and swap voltage regulators and see what's going on. Maybe I gotta, you know, I don't usually complain about Chinese parts, but the one part that I do occasionally have an issue with is the voltage regulators. So, all right, I gotta pull the headlight, pull the bulb. Yeah, we smoked the bulb. Let me swap that out, see if we can fire it up again. Hopefully it'll stay lit. Well, for right now, all I did was swap the bulb. Let's we never tested the kill switch. It works. Okay, I think we'll go with that. I need to button up, tighten all this up. Handlebars, everything, put the seat on, and let's go take it for a rip. See what it does, because I'm really curious what fourth gear is going to do to me. So I've got a stretch of road out here where we should be able to wind her out, and hopefully, you know, we don't have to make too many changes. So see you in just a second. All right, so for the first speed run, we do lose fourth gear. It'll run up to almost 60 on the stock speedometer, right at 60 mile an hour in third gear, and it's still pulling. And then when I shift to fourth gear, I'm dropping back down to, you know, around 50 mile an hour, kind of cruising. So I think I'm gonna ride it back to the shop, and we're gonna swap out down to a 16T front sprocket first and see what that does for us before we start messing with the back. So let's ride it back to the shop and let's put a 16 tooth front sprocket on it and see what difference we make. I know you can't probably hear me. This has got to be my new favorite ride. Okay, I lied. I put 34 miles on it since that last stop when I talked about, you know, doing a sprocket change. I didn't come back to the shop. I just kept riding, and I put 34 miles on it. I'm not changing a thing on this. This thing absolutely rips. I don't know, you know, just in that time the engine, you know, got broke in or whatever, or everything got in line, but wow, you got to get one of these. This is yeah, I'm at a loss for words. It was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to see you guys in a couple weeks on that 90-mile ride and take this thing out. I just took this the first 25 or so miles of the first half of the ride, and just for you guys that are coming, gonna have to make a little change. We are gonna hit a gravel road. It's gonna be about 3/4 of a mile long. It's not real bad, but that saves us about 10 miles extra on the trip by taking that little 3/4 of a mile gravel road. It's like a little shortcut, so be prepared for that. I originally said no gravel roads. I was mistaken. I lied. I think I am going to do one, so just letting you know. But anyway, thanks for following along. Hope you enjoyed this SL70 as 125 life and as much as I did. It is definitely my new favorite bike. I think this will get ridden quite a bit. Too bad we're going into some colder weather, because I wish I would have had this early in the summer. Would have ripped this a lot more. But anyway, for the viewers out there, I'll see you on the next video. For you guys coming for the 90-mile ride, I'll see you in a couple weeks. See ya.